Yo guys, how's it going? Time for another review today. As you can see by the title, this is something pretty cool. Um, didn't expect the box to be so big actually when I got it. You can see this is on the Farsan target model. It's quite a heavy box too, so if we got the lid, you can see it's got pretty cool packaging. The gun's in there with its accessories, and you also get the manual. Well, it's not really a manual, you get, and most of it's in Chinese as well. I don't know, that could be the manual part on it, that part there, but when you go into the inside you've got like a parts list and an exploded diagram. So, not the best manual I've seen, but it's nice that it shows like all the target models you can get. This rifle one here with the stock and the long barrel is pretty hard to find. I haven't actually found it. I'd really like one of those too, but they're really hard to get. So, there we go, you can see the gun in there. We have a green fork grip because of the UK laws. So you have a blister pack on the front there with the gun inside. You also get two shells with, I think that is also to place your BB in there. Really nicely machined shell with an unscrewable tip. Really heavy, much better quality than the Dan Wesson shells, surprisingly. They're like double the weight. A little bit longer, but they do work with pretty much all shells on the market from what I found. I've got these Webley shells from the Webley revolver that I've got, which I did a review a couple of years ago. These work really well. I also noticed the shells from the Colt 45 single action and the Dan Wesson 715, use the shells from them. They work in here too. So those are 4.5mm as well, so technically it could fire a pellet through this. This is all something I want to test out, because technically this could be a pellet gun as well. If we then remove this from the box, just do this off camera so it's easier, it's quite heavy. You see we've got the gun, it's nice and solid. There's a little bit of wobble to the barrel when I got it. I think that's just normal in this model. It's a little tiny bit, you can't even see it, but you can feel it when you wobble it. The handguard's a little bit wobbly on there as well. It's not the best fit, I guess, compared to like the real one, but that's probably because it's plastic. You can also bend that to fit it a little bit tighter onto the frame. There's just a little bit of, you can barely see it to be honest, but there's a little bit of play. The hammer's really nice and smooth, and the trigger pull on it is insanely light. No one in the videos has talked about this. Obviously it's unloaded, no gas in there. Really nice, solid action. Really nice noise when it opens and closes. Has like a bit of a ratchet sound to it, which is really good. It means it will hold up nicer. You have an adjustable trigger stop, which I've adjusted to be perfect for me. Looks like it's in all the way, but there is a little bit of a gap there. You can adjust it with your little Allen key. It doesn't come with one, you need to use one for that. It's got like a rubber effect on here. This is probably just how the grip fits together. I'm guessing if you unscrew this back part probably comes off with it. But it is green gas powered, so it means you have options. And I will make a separate video on different gases you can use, because not many people talk about it, but you can transform this from a standard airsoft gun into more of a target gun. And you don't need to mess with the internals, it's just changing the gas you use, and it's probably some of the ammo as well, so stay tuned for that. Really long barrel as well. I think this is like a 15-inch barrel. Nice sights on here. If you ever watched the movie Hard Target, you would have seen this, and Hard Boiled. In Hard Target, it was missing the rear and front sight. He literally was just aiming down the barrel. As you can see, this has got some nice sights. Most people would say these are horrible, but I actually really like these sights. It's really nice visibility, and there's plenty of gap between the rear and front sight, like on the notch here. Really long sight radius as well, so you've got really good accuracy. These are target sights, and I'm really good with these types of sights. Could use this just from using the camera, to be honest. The only upgrade you could do to this front sight is just add a little bit of white paint to the front, just to brighten it up slightly. Uses a weaver rail on here. This doesn't come with the Picatinny one, because this is the all black one. I preferred the all black version over the silver one. I just think it looks nicer like this. Kind of reminds me of like a shotgun, like a double-barreled shotgun or a break-action shotgun. The silver one does look nice, but I just feel like I pretty much, or most of my guns have silver on them, most of my revolvers and stuff, and I like the black version. The only thing I will say is I haven't used this very much yet, and just some of the paint is coming off really quickly on these parts. I think there might just be the Farsan. And like I say, this is made by Farsan. This isn't made by Mad Max. This is the Farsan target model. So this is based off of like the original Digicon target model, which this is what this is based off of, basically. Really good gun. Was discontinued quite a long time ago. So yeah, the hammer on this as well doesn't feel like a revolver. It may, to some of you, it may feel like they've just taken a part of a revolver, part of a single barrel gun, and just put them together. They really aren't. The grip angle feels different. The hammer, like I say, it feels different to a double action revolver or a single action revolver. It doesn't have any sort of clicks in the system like a Colt, as the Colt has 4 clicks. And you can spell Colt with the clicks, C-O-L-T. C-O-L-T, yeah, that's right. Whereas this doesn't have any clicks, there's 1 click once it reaches the back. And it's a very nice audible click. Again, this is not loaded, but I want to show you the trigger pull on this. It's extremely light and very short travelled, as you can see, because of that stop. Even without the stop, it's a very short travel. And literally, like, you could do this with your pinky finger. It's extremely light trigger. That is the only way I can sort of describe it. It's a 1 pound trigger at least, 1.5 pound maybe. Extremely light. It's very good. You have to make sure you don't put your finger on a trigger until you're ready to fire, and that comes from guns like this, because when you're aiming, you want to aim, set your target up, and then reach in. Because this trigger pull is so light, it's quite a weighty gun. It's extremely heavy, to be honest. I was extremely surprised by this. Very front heavy as well, so the gun wants to tilt, and obviously tilting that way you can pull the trigger by accident just from how light it is. So you don't want to set yourself up with your finger on the trigger. Made in Taiwan, it says on the barrel. I'm not sure exactly what model this is based off of, but it has an extractor, like the original one. So I think this might be maybe a 357. But it has a very nice tight fit to it. You can see once it reaches a certain way, you have to like push it the rest of the way, which that's good because that means there's a tighter seal. When you compare it to the Webley shells, they actually just drop in and they freely fall out again, which is quite cool. That allows you to just open it up and just tilt it and it'll drop out. I don't recommend flicking it open and flicking it closed. I see every video that I've seen it on, other than Bespoke, they do this. Bespoke probably know not to do that too, but if you do that with your gun, and the same way with flicking a cylinder closed on a revolver, you will wear out that action, the way it locks up. So the cylinder will just, when you hit the cylinder release and pop it out, it'll be so loose. And the same thing with this will have play, really bad play left and right and up and down after a while, and it will degrade your accuracy. And the gun will feel cheap after a while just from doing that. So press the release, open it with your other hand, take the shell out or let it drop out, put a new one in, close it up with your hand. Don't flick it closed. There's a lot of weight to it as well, so you're flicking all that weight back, and most of the weight is up front. Most of this gun is metal. The only plastic is the grips. It's extremely heavy. It's a great target gun. It reminds me of a lot of my competition days in the Olympics. I don't usually talk about that very much, but there is a couple of videos on my channel, me in the Olympics. Yeah, this is an awesome gun. This was a gift, and I really appreciate the gift as well. So, if you're watching this, I really appreciate it. I won't mention any names or anything like that, but this was a gift for the channel. So yeah, it's a very nice, very well made gun. Stay tuned for shooting videos and ammo videos and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, you can also take the barrel plug out and you can see the end of the barrel. I tried putting my silencer on there, it doesn't really fit. You could probably retrofit one to fit. But yeah, other than that, it's a really nicely made gun. I like the wood effect, and you know, in the future, if I do want to change this, I can easily do that as well. So yeah, not much else to say about it. I like the little engraving on the side there. It's quite nice. There's like a mountain lion or something on there. Of course, if you want to go up to the real gun, these are usually made for target and for hunting, so you can change the barrels on these to different calibers on the real one, I mean. And it's one of the most modular guns. It may look very basic, piratey to some people, like a pirate gun, but there is so much you can do with these because of that barrel change. Once you change that barrel, you can basically swap it with whatever barrel you want. 22 long rifle all the way up to 45-70 or more. Of course, you'd have to buy the Encore version of this. This is the Contender. The Encore allows you to fire bigger caliber rounds. But yeah, it's a really interesting gun. Obviously, that's your release there. Yeah, if you want to know any more about it, let me know in the comments and I will let you guys know. But yeah, here's a new gun for the channel. Honestly, I'd rate this gun at 5 out of 5. It's such a well-made gun. It's very much like the real thing. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Comment, rate and subscribe. Check out my other videos on my channel. I've got over 1,000 videos. I've been doing videos since 2011, so greatly appreciate the subscription if you subscribe. Hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.